almost the entire 13 years they were married. And some in the background claim that it was closer to 15 years. Since rumor has it that Sharina Hudson ultimately dumped Kevin Hunter, leaving him in debt at a time when his financial and professional situation was at its worst, it seems unlikely that the two would find true love in the future. Evidently, his personal life also took a severe hit. Thank you for visiting the Fame Reporter channel again. You aware of Kevin Hunter's prior whining about his numerous setbacks? According to sources, this was little in light of the present reality check. After 16 years of dating Kevin, Sharina Hudson eventually packed her Chanel bags and left him because she had become tired of their plight. Not in that way. Love no longer resides here. And it's not like we didn't predict it, folks, because it was clear from the beginning that this relationship had nothing to do with love, particularly for Sharina. Around 2007, when this pair first started dating, this girl was overjoyed and slept with a wealthy, well-known producer who lavished her with gifts and even funded her small pancake venture. When I tell you that these things will be so tasty, baby. Her life appeared to have been in order for a while. And let me to remind you that Sharina had gotten other gifts over the course of her romance with Kevin, so this wasn't the only one. Now it appears that she left Kevin for good after packing up all of her valuables because, as insiders stated, he didn't offer the same level of comfort that she had grown accustomed to. Sharina no longer thinks Kevin can extort more money from his wife. There is now little chance to reach Wendy because she is battling for her life and sanity in the hospital. Bank accounts with millions. The situation for Sharina Hudson has worsened after Wendy and Kevin got divorced. However, if you've been following my films, you surely already know that this girl didn't give up in the hopes that she would eventually receive more money. I do see why she delayed leaving Kevin, though. In the same neighborhood where Wendy used to reside, the man had purchased for her high-end clothing, luxury vehicles, and even a mansion that cost about $1 million. And I found out the address of this property he had bought through the blogs and tabloids. In case you were wondering. The answer is zero since Wendy genuinely owns all of these dollars, hence Kevin has no money in the bank to pay such a luxury. The poor lady must have taken some time to realize what was happening and that Kevin wasn't really flush with wealth. The only high-profile celebrity he was working with was his own wife, Wendy Williams, and Sharina learned that her boyfriend wasn't much of a producer or earner. In essence, Wendy was paying his wage, and in return for her appreciation, he was robbing her to fund his side business. You must earn your way on your own. You must choose your own path. You need to grow into your own man, you know. Following the revelation of Kevin's contribution to Wendy's achievement, Sharina supposedly became quite miffed with the partner she had been sharing her home with. But at that time in her life, she had no reason to move on from him because she was already carrying their kid and had no other place to go. Additionally, Kevin must have persuaded her that she would still receive money even after his divorce. And it turned out to be the case. Unexpectedly, Wendy Williams consented to give her husband alimony payments each month. And it appears that following the painful betrayal, the diva did this to fast get rid of Kevin and his presence in her life. That is not my issue. I am aware of that, my child. I pay my alimony on schedule to all three of them. Consequently, this little family had enough money to finance some things, even if Kevin was unemployed, and it didn't seem like many people wanted to work with him following a public scandal involving adultery and wasting. But as you are aware, things continued to become worse. And since Wendy Williams was given financial supervision, none of them have seen another cent. Additionally, it appears that he made an attempt to genuinely work and earn money while he was alive in order to maintain Sharina in his life. And I have terrible news for you guys if you think Kevin went on the market looking for new superstars to generate, since the only idea he came up with was to moan about his troubles online and file a lawsuit. In his petition, Kevin essentially admitted to being broke, which I see as his sobtail over being unable to give his mistress the same lavish lifestyle. Kevin asked the judge, "Sharina, my auto insurance hasn't been paid because of not getting a severance money each month. Since the severance payments were halted, I have no money and am overdue on my credit card payments." Although Kevin insisted time and time again that he loves and respects his ex-wife, the truth is that the whole situation was about money for him. So perhaps Sharina and him are meant to be together after all. Serena's decision to leave her love and search for a more successful man seemed so tragic. Evidently, she had come to the realization that Kevin would never get another dollar from his ex-wife. Furthermore, waiting for the alimony to resume makes no sense given Wendy's serious health right now, especially in light of the judge's denial of Kevin's petition. Since the suspension of the severance payments, I have no money and am overdue on my credit card payments. Kevin kept stating how much he loved and respected his ex-wife, but in reality, the whole situation was about money for him. So maybe he and Sharina are meant to be together. And it makes me feel so bad that Sharina chose to abandon her love and search for a more successful man. She seemed to have finally understood that Kevin wouldn't receive any more money from his ex-wife. There is no purpose in waiting for the alimony to commence, especially since the judge rejected Kevin's plea, given Wendy's current serious health. How could he possibly have no money left? Sell everything or lose everything. Another person said that Kelvin ought to have realized when he first met the woman that she was wanting Wendy's money. Without Wendy, he was nothing, and he isn't very attractive. He was poor and homeless, so he bluffed himself into thinking that she wanted him for him. Now, the only thing I regret is that Wendy is currently ill because of how things ultimately turned out. She made some heartbroken words when the news of the adultery made public, and I still remember them. And I think, however, I remain in love. I'm at a loss on what to do. Are you really serious about this? Wendy is really, and it was agonizing to see him start a new life with someone else. The Pancake Queen is presently living with her mother, and it appears like karma is back in the game because Sharina and Kevin have reportedly broken up. Given that Kevin had revealed his true colors and that Sharina had no compelling reason to continue her relationship with him, nothing about this situation is particularly shocking. Sharina had given up on her hopes of acquiring fortune quickly and easily, so she had no reason to remain in the city. The radio personality who goes throughout town. I was a regular at the time since I was hosting several of these events. Therefore, it appears like Kevin received the largest slap in the face, and Sharina became weary of hearing his falsehoods about being able to support her and their kid. While she was happy to live off the alimony payments, she felt as though she had no further recourse against Kevin now that Wendy was unlikely to give her any more money. Ollie does not exist. Alimony is not paid. These papers support the assertions in the according divorce documents, alimony was not agreed upon. Alimony wasn't paid. Given his lack of resources and the lack of a partner to lean on at this trying time in his life, it appears as though Kevin is in serious trouble. He seemed to be realizing that he had. Post your ideas in the comments section below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Watch my previous videos on Wendy and Kevin's ugly drama in the meanwhile. I guess that's everything for today. I appreciate your attention. Remain tuned. And I pledge to return as soon as possible.